Okay, so these are my top tips for shooting with film cameras. Cameras I'm going to be talking about in today's video are the Pentax K1000, the Polaroid 600 series, and also about the Fuji Instax Mini. First of all, for SLRs, tip number one, really do your research before you buy a camera. Watch YouTube tutorials and YouTubers on how to load the film. My favourite film camera YouTubers are Plant-Based Travelers and Negative Feedback. Tip number two, buying film. Buy film in bulk and start off with cheap film, and then once you understand how to use cheap film, then build up to buy more expensive film and invest more. But to begin with, you just want to get a big bulk mass of very, very cheap film that you can just play around with, and it doesn't really matter if you mess it up with the loading or if it overexposes, because it's just experimentation. Tip number three, look after your film. Store it in the fridge, but not in the freezer. This can be applied for all types of films, and also film cannot be x-rayed, so don't take it on holiday with you if the film's going to be x-rayed or if your bag's going to be x-rayed, because that's how you expire film. Tip number four, film cameras need battery. If you look in the description, I put a link to the batteries that the Pentax K1000 needs, but all film cameras do need batteries except for Polaroid, but I'll explain that later on in a different part. Tip number five, if you're shooting with a shutter speed below 60, you're going to need a tripod, because that means that the shutter is open longer to allow more light in. If you don't want the image to blur, you're going to need a tripod. Tip number six, get a spare lens cap. The Pentax K1000 is a 59mm rim. I'd advise getting spare lens caps for all your cameras, not just film photography, but with any sort of camera. Always have spare lens caps because they're very easy to go missing. The aperture on a Pentax K1000 can lock, so avoid pressing this button on the side of the lens, or else it will just lock in place and you won't be able to move it. But if you do, you just have to twist it and it will unlock itself, so don't worry if that happens, but just avoid it. My tips with Polaroid 600 series. Number one, they have two buttons on them. One button you use to take a photograph with the flash. One button you use which will take a photograph without the flash. So for my 600 Extreme, it can only take photographs without the flash, but for my Polaroid 630 Lightmixer, it will take photographs both with the flash and without. Tip number two, use old Polaroid film to see if your Polaroid's still working. The battery for the Polaroid is inside the film, and so if you use some old film that's expired, but the battery's still working, and you hear this little noise, then it means that the camera is working and is in perfect operation. And also, if you hear the sound of the light being charged, it means that the flash works. Unfortunately, with my 600 Extreme, the flash doesn't work, and that's because the opening and closing is too loose, which just has a loose wire. But you want it to have a little bit of stiffness when you open it, but not too much. But that means that it's fixed on properly. Tip number three, be careful where you buy your cameras from. I bought my Polaroid Extreme for £25 and the flash isn't working, and I bought my Polaroid Lightmixer, which is in mint condition in the box with the instructions, for £15. They were both bought at charity shop, but you've really just got to look around, because some places will have bad deals and some places will have good deals. eBay's a good place to look, but be careful because you can't actually feel the camera in your hand, so you don't know for certain if it's going to work. If you definitely want a guarantee of a working Polaroid, I would advise going to Impossible Film, because they're probably the only website that sells working Polaroids that are guaranteed. Plus, because they are an actual official website, you can return the Polaroid if it doesn't, and it's probably your best bet for guaranteed working. Tip number four, Polaroid film won't develop in cold weather, so once you've taken your Polaroid, put it somewhere dark and warm. Tip number five, don't shake your Polaroid picture. That's not how you get it to develop, that's how you mix the colours. Tip number six, with Impossible Film, put your Polaroid photograph in the dark for 1 hour. It says it will develop between 20 and 30 minutes, but if you really want to be certain, put it in the dark for 1 hour. Advice with using the Fuji film Instax Mini. Number one, they take AA batteries, which are put in here, in the side. Number two, avoid using the setting high key, because nobody knows what the high key setting does. So don't use the high key setting unless you actually know what it does. And if you do, please tell me, because I have no idea. Tip number three, buy film in bulk. You can spend £20 and get 20 photos, so that's £1 per photo. Or you can spend £70 and get 100 photographs, which does make it cheaper. Tip number four, there is a selfie attachment to Fuji film. I can put a link with it in the description, but beware, because when you put that filter onto the camera, it does a double exposure. Tip number five, always get a case to protect your Fuji Instax Mini, but just basically have a case for it because it keeps it protected. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm also anemic. I don't know if I've ever told you this in one of my videos, and I'm about to pass out because I have not had enough iron today. Now isn't a real word, and you know it.